So today we're going to be talking about migrating an e-commerce store that has over 1 million plus SKUs, right? So we've done tons of e-commerce migrations, moving from BigCommerce to Shopify or Volusion to BigCommerce. But what makes this different? Having over 1 million plus SKUs, right? This isn't just a typical migration.
Yeah.
All right. So can you tell me a little bit about why someone would ever need to migrate once they reach that amount of SKUs?
Yeah, usually the main cause of this migration is because you have reached the limit of the current platform. So usually that happens when you're on a platform that you started when you have like probably 20,000 SKUs, but over the course of the years you've been adding new products and new vendors and new things, and you get to a limit like that the platform cannot handle that. So at that time you start having issues with page loads. You start having issues with even managing the backend of the store, because it's not ready for that. There are platforms for different levels, and whenever you reach that limit, you need to start thinking about enterprise level solutions.
Yeah, a scalable solution. So what would be a platform that I can go to once I reach that level of SKUs?
We have done a lot of them with BigCommerce. Shopify might be another solution. You can start looking at enterprise level solutions.
Got it.
Like that.
Got it. So how does the migration process get started? What's the first step?
Yeah, usually what we do is we take a look at the entire, operations. How is everything going on the existing platform? We check, how is the data, how clean it is, if they have any integrations with existing CRMs, accounting system. We then take a look at the existing platforms that can handle this, and we make like a list of pros and cons of each platform, so we can suggest the best platform for each business. Everybody has different needs.
Yeah.
And we basically take a look at integrations that they currently have that can be replaced with built-in solutions on these platforms, and we find the best cost benefits.
Yeah. All right, so now I found the right solution, I found the right platform. How do I get started? What's step one?
Yeah, step one, we usually we look at the data migration. That's one of the most important parts. So whenever you do a migration of the platform, you want to keep everything that you currently have. Data migration is tricky when you're dealing with 1 plus
million
million.
SKUs, yeah.
So it's a lot of things here, because data migration, usually when you're migrating a 10,000 SKU store, it's pretty simple. You can run the migration multiple times until you get it done. But with 1 million plus SKUs, this process might take hours, if not days, depending on the environment and the API limitations that you're dealing with. For us, for developers, our team would take a look at every, all the data, how we're gonna map it to the new system on the most efficient way, so that we consume the less resources, using these APIs and playing with these API limitations. I would say that data migration is very important. Number two,
and the data migration, that consists of product data, customer data, order history. Yeah, so there's a lot there.
It's a lot there. Yeah, it's definitely a lot, and how we keep all that data working on the same way. So in this new platform, when an existing customer come back after the migration, that they log in, they can see all the orders that they had through the years in the previous platform. So it's a lot of things that need to happen. Sometimes these platforms do not store the data in the same way, so we need to do adjustments in order to make it work in this new platform.
Got it. So let's say I get all the data migrated over. What's the next step after that?
Yeah, the next step after the data migration is like, usually when you get 1 million plus SKUs, you also have a lot of integrations with third parties like accounting systems, CRMs, stuff like that. So we then focus on, okay, how we gonna migrate these systems. Usually we try to find a third party that integrates these already. Sometimes there might not be a solution with the new platform, so we build in-house connectors between the e-commerce platform and the third party that they're using for like a CRM, for example. That process might take a long time depending on how many integrations you have, how many custom solutions do you have. But that's basically it, so and then after all that, of course, we have the SEO processes with the 301 rated and all that.